kind of good to just shake the cobwebs loose and, just kind of set ourselves in for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess reading the title of the stream here, you can kind of hazard a guess that we'll be talking about the stuff that's been happening with Xbox
Ooh, PlayStation.
and
Ooh.
PlayStation. And it
Oh,
seems like
Jesus.
nobody can just chill
No.
for a little. It feels like, because in the recent years, like how it's always been, right? Like, Joel, I know you've probably seen this, that something will happen at Xbox, some big, news, like, like Game Pass getting raised to like $30 or something, or like
Yeah, I
some
remember that.
studios being closed or something like that. And then like maybe less than a week later, like PlayStation just kind of sneaks a little bit of bad news in. It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Xbox has made bad news. Let's sneak into bad news.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're both on equal, like they're both equally in the hot seat this time, which is kind of
Oh, yeah.
interesting. And I know
Yeah.
there's been discourse here and there, but I feel like
Oh, yeah.
since our last episode, there's been a lot going into it. That's
Yeah.
kind of hard to not at least chime in. Like, we don't need to chime in, but I feel like it's in the realm of stuff that we care about, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's good to talk about things like this every once in a while, at least just to kind of like
Yeah.
get through like the
We did it for like
situation.
6 months once, like was it a year or two ago? It's just like barrage of like layoffs and stuff. It was like, Jesus, like
Oh
can we
no, yeah, like
report on something
like
else?
2023 was all just layoff news
Yeah.
for the
It's
most
like,
part.
damn it.
Shoot, even the studio
Like,
that
okay,
got
we'll
laid off
just
won an award that year.
yeah. Like, let's just
uh,
talk about something fun for once.
yeah, which is what kind of the show is. We like to have fun, talk about the things we enjoy, but every once in a while, you're gonna have to kind of get in the mud a little bit, just because it is related to the
Mm,
things we like, and it's kind of
that was a percent.
tone it's tone deaf to just pretend it's not there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Uh,
definitely. Especially
so
this, like you said, this realm of what we love and we
yeah,
interact with so often.
100%. So we will be talking about stuff that we've been getting into in our little break, stuff that we've been enjoying, stuff we've been keeping an eye on, and maybe a little bit of just kind of our venturing with Destiny 2. Last update
Mm,
came out. I think either it's going to happen or there was like a patch recently. Like, it was kind of just like a little
yeah, there
like,
was one that just dropped today. I don't know if you remember Scourge of the Past, Brian, the one with the giant servitor. We had to like it was the one with the sparrows before they brought it back.
mm-hmm.
People were using Divinity just to shoot the boss early and they would kill
Oh,
it. They didn't even have to do the
dang.
mechanics. So they patched that today, which I think is hilarious. People just found a way to be like, oh, just beam the boss, we're done. Passive shields. So yeah, but yeah, there was a patch today, and they even said like, sorry guys, you got to learn the mechanics, which I thought was funny.
That's
So
great.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit too. But I guess we'll just use this to kind of kick the show off. This is Let's Get Dirty. It's a United We Nerd show where we like to talk about the things that we are enjoying, and
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
that means we need to roll around the mud with the more recent gaming news
Mm,
that's happened. So let's just get that out of the way. Let's get the
yeah.
not so much fun stuff out of the way, so we can kind of have the rest of the show be entertaining and enjoyable.
Brian, before we hop into Mud Rock
Yeah,
shout out.
Mud
Um,
Rock.
were we very hopeful about Xbox? Or did we talk about our like nothing hit the fan yet? Remember, we were very hyped about Xbox, right? We were
Well,
like
shoot,
things were turning around.
like leading into it's actually funny because yeah, I want to say before like Summer Game Fest kicked into gear,
Mhm.
Asha Sharma came in, like, is a whole new like seat change in Xbox, and there were some things that were, you know, a little bit. I don't know how I feel about this, but then there was small bits of things that were nice. So like the price drop in like Game Pass was nice. Uh,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
there was some things about talking about focusing on what makes Xbox Xbox, even though it's kind of very vague. Uh,
Yeah.
but I remember like especially when we're on the download queue, like guys Jacko and
Mhm.
Kyle's podcast, kind of predicting what the Xbox showcase was going to be. I felt like it was a lot of just kind of like the feeling of like I don't know what to expect, but at least for me, I don't know how you felt about it. Like it felt very I looked forward to it. I looked forward to seeing like
Mhm. Yeah.
what they were going to offer, what they're going to show off, and like the presentation I thought was real good. Like there was stuff that I know I was
Yeah.
excited about. Um, and then it took them less than a week to like have all of that goodwill just kind of burn
Yeah.
to sunder. Like
Yeah.
you saw my threads post. I was very vocal about especially
Yeah.
like
And there
Ninja
are people
Theory.
coming for you too. Jesus.
I Yeah, I don't know
They
about
love
that.
like dogpiling on you, man. I don't know what it is.
Hey man, I just speak my feelings, and I'm not gonna be sorry about it. I'm not gonna be sorry about it. Um I guess this is kind of put in some info here. The past few weeks Xbox has been kind of just laying out bad news after bad news.
Hmm.
I know directly after their summer game showcase, they said that hey, we are downsizing a lot. Like Xbox is not like quote unquote profitable thing. We need to kind of size down and kind of refocus on like what Xbox needs to be as far
Hmm.
as a company goes. They said like, hey, that means layoffs are coming. Like they were
Yeah.
straightforward about it. It's like there's gonna be changes. There's gonna be
Hmm.
you know people going. Uh, at the time, it was very vague. In like the past few weeks, it was found out that like what not only were people going to be laid off, it was also going to be hey, compulsion, double fine, which I thought was kind of crazy. Ninja Theory, which
Yeah.
I was the most upset about, and then
Yeah.
like Undead Labs is like, hey, you guys are on the chopping block. Um, Now, in the past week, we've gotten more updates about what was going on. So, if
Hmm.
anybody out there remembers the game showcase, like they were like, okay, these are all the games that Xbox is coming out with, and like we see like the stuff that we were
Hmm.
expecting to see. We saw the Gears, we saw Fable, we saw Sea of Thieves, we saw you know, we
Call of
saw
Duty.
Call of Duty, but then we saw like State of Decay 3, which a lot of people were really hoping to see. Like it's a game that's been
Hmm.
kind of in trouble, but has been steadily being built upon throughout like a decade or so. And then, like to our surprise, like Ninja Theory is coming out with Senua, like a third, like more action
Hmm.
focused, like Hellblade ish game. And it's like, oh, that's cool. And then in less than a week, it's like, oh, uh, we're gonna be closing down these studios unless if we can find somebody who also wants to take them. And the only reason we put those trailers in our showcase was to hopefully sell these studios to people on a promise. And it's like,
Boo.
yeah,
Boo.
it's like in a way I can see how that might make sense, but like to have, because here's the thing, like when like back in the day, like when there'd be the E3s, right?
Hmm.
Like a good portion of us understood that E3 was a industry event. it wasn't like a fan event until like the very end of E3. It wasn't a fan event. It was an industry event. This was an event to present what your company was coming out with, what they were coming
Mhm.
down in like the next year or so, and basically showing investors and showing people, and like they would get together and like have meetings in the back, like behind curtains, and like try to like mingle and try to,
Yeah.
talk industry and whatnot. Like in that situation, I can see how that would make sense. But like in the era that we're in now, with like the Summer Game Fest and like the showcases and all that stuff, this is very much a you're advertising to the fan base,
Yeah.
right? Um, and it's kind of hard to want to be okay with it when it's like, oh, I'm seeing this on your showcase. That is you promising that this game is going to come out under your banner,
Yeah.
and then just have it be like, nope, sorry, out of control. Um, since then, it was reported that Compulsion Games and Double Fine have managed to make an agreement to return to or go to being independent studios. So Double Fine is
Yeah. I
going
did
back
see
to
that.
being in. So Double Fine is going back to being independent, where Compulsion has never been independent. So this is going to be something new for them. But like,
Mhm.
hopefully, they can figure it out and keep making really cool games, because
Yeah.
Compulsion's been around for a while. So it's kind of hard to not think that they can't make something work out for themselves.
Yeah.
And they said that Ninja Theory and Undead Labs uh are entering terms to go under new management. They didn't say by who,
Yeah.
but it does seem like somebody bought them, or some buddies have bought them.
Mhm.
Um, the only other uncertain thing right now is that Arcane Leon, I think, the Arcane studio that's making the Blade game,
Yeah.
that's the only one that's uncertain at the moment.
Shame. What a
It is a
shame.
shame. It feels like Blade can't catch a break. Like he got
No.
introduced for Tokon and he's in Rivals, but I feel like everything else, like Blade, cannot catch a break.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and other than that, like as of recent, as of out of out of having this show live right now, the only other big piece of news out of Xbox is that well, not one little thing. They did go through their layoff, which I believe
Yeah.
was 3,200 people got laid off in one go, which
Yeah.
um, I forgot where I saw this statistic from, but apparently this is the biggest by the numbers amount of people laid off at one time in like the game industry.
Jesus
It's like
Christ.
out of all of the layoffs that we've seen over the years, this is the biggest single moment layoff in in like the industry.
Yeah.
Um, some of those people that were laid off were from id Software, the people that made the more recent Doom games, which
Yeah.
is kind of a head scratcher because from like Doom 2016 to Doom Dark Ages, those games have been actually doing well. So it's kind of like, why are you cutting the studio in half for a studio? It's kind of like when uh shit, the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forget the name of
I'll
the
look it up.
studio, but it was like when Hi-Fi Rush came out, and it was like a day of announcement drop.
Yeah.
Did very well, had a lot of high praise, won awards, made I think a good amount of money, and they closed the studio. And it's
Tango GameWorks.
Tango Gamers. Thank you very much. So like Tango did a very good job making this game, and it was just kind of like, okay, well, you guys aren't making anything now, so you guys are going to go. And then like luckily Tango got bought by somebody else, so they're still around. But it was the fact that Xbox was just able to like, okay, see ya, goodbye,
Mhm.
is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I just kind of like threw out Cliff's notes of a lot of information, Joel, but just kind of like what have your thoughts been just over these past few weeks of like just like Xbox just throwing out more and more just kind of like bad news scenarios?
It's weird because like like we were saying earlier, like they're hyping us up for all these great things, and then like the whiplash of like, but like it's like, what are you doing? I don't claim that I know how to run a business, but I mean, gamer consumer wise, like this seems not good. It's not a good look. It seems backwards. Um, it's just weird, and I poor Asha Sharma, right? She's just got thrust into this role, and she's like, by the way, it's just, I applaud her for sharing that big chunk of that email, right? Like very transparent, but still, it's like, hey, people are gonna remember that you were like kind of behind that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not 100%, but like
Yeah,
she's the figurehead. You know what I mean?
like
Of
it's
that,
kind of like the
and
same thing that Phil was in, and anybody that's in her position, like being like the head of a studio,
yeah,
is like you are going to be the one that catches the strays. Even
yeah,
though I think a lot of people that think about it for a minute know that she was put in that position to do what
yeah,
Microsoft needs her to do.
yeah.
It's not really much of like Asha Sharma, how dare you do this? It's like
No,
Satya Nadella,
yeah,
how dare you create an issue that thus affects part of your business and then think that you can just kind of like push things under the rug and still maintain business as usual, even though you are
yeah.
directly one of the reasons why the gaming industry is fucked up right now.
Yeah, and then even with that, it's like who set it up for her that way too, right? I was like, "Ugh," like doing the research and stuff. Like it's not that simple, right?
Mhm.
There's a bunch of stuff, but yeah, it's rough, and I'm like, damn, I we were just saying not too long ago, like, I'm feeling better about Xbox, and it's like,
Oh, what a few weeks
ooh,
does.
ooh, yeah, 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 that's it's sad, really. It's fucked. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
again, it harkens back to that, like 2023, like you said, like all those people just there you go, sent that letter. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks, and
Yeah.
yeah, and especially like when you said about Ninja Theory, I was like, no fucking way. Like they are
Yeah.
on track to release another amazing game, and they're like, nah, see ya. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That
Like I understand that Xbox is looking for like what are the things that are going to make us money, and
yeah,
the gaming industry is in a place where if you want these high budget, AAA games, those are going to take a while. But I don't think Xbox right now has the patience for a while anymore. Um,
no,
the thought just popped in my head as you were kind of mentioning, like previous management. Um, it's kind of interesting just to kind of look at the parallels and be like, for what it was, Phil Spencer did have a job to do, and he was doing what he thought would kind of help out the Xbox brand.
yeah, yeah.
And like he was definitely a gamer. Like
Hmm.
he was, and that was kind of his presentation to the fans and
Yeah.
to the outward audience. It's like Phil Spencer is a gamer. He understands gaming. Like he wants to be able to present things,
Yeah.
as any gamer would want things be presented.
Yeah.
Did it always work? No. It, you know, like I said, like you are the front face, you're the CEO of this division.
Hmm.
You're going to be the one that catches the strays, whether
Yeah.
they are in the fault is yours or not. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but it is interesting to see that now that he has stepped down and Asha Sharma's in, And I'm not saying that this is because of her. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
saying, like, a lot of the studios that are either being sold off or, you know, going independent, or the ones that they were putting on the chopping block,
Mm.
I could see those studios being the one that Phil Spencer was trying to like safeguard, you
Yeah.
know, like Double Fine. Like Double Fine is like a very good studio, it's a very artsy studio. Like they made Psychonauts, they've made like
Mhm.
some very like niche little art style kind of games.
Mhm.
And I think that those games have a place because like you can't just have all AAA games. Because like remember like a few years ago, PlayStation was talking about it's like all of our games are costing so much money. Like Spider-Man 2 was like cost so much
Mhm.
money to make, and oh my god, it's like, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
because
did.
like you're just knocking out like God of War's, Last of Us's, Spider-Man's back to back. Of course, it's going to cost a
Yeah.
lot of money, but it's like having a little
Mhm.
bit of smaller things could help out, and that's what Double Fine did really well. Same with Ninja Theory. It's like Ninja Theory. It's like they are not going to be making like the, you know, this is the game that you need to buy for Xbox, but they're going to make.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, but guarantee they're going to make one of the most beautiful looking experiences, like being masters at the Unreal Engine as they are.
Mhm.
Um, but I just thought it was interesting seeing that those studios were the ones that I feel like if Phil Spencer was still here, he would try to find a way to like not let them go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but then on the flip side, like it was also under his, you know, time as CEO that Xbox kind of overreached and did buy a whole bunch of studios.
Oh yeah, studio gobbled up so many. It was ridiculous. And we were hopeful, but now in retrospect, it's like, oh, you guys
It's like
overextended way too much.
did they need to buy Activision Blizzard? No. No, they didn't.
Oh,
And could the situation they're in now be avoided by it? Probably. But you know, we can't look into the second dimension world that, you know, is residing in another universe of some kind.
yeah.
But but Joel, like you said, that we've seen stories like this, you know, plenty of times, unfortunately, and just it's just
Yeah.
now that it seems like we kind of seen like where things are lying at the moment for Xbox. Um, do you think we could ever see a time like not even like I would say in the next year, but maybe in the next like 5 years that we can see hopefully what would be an actual upturn for Xbox, like now that they've kind of like they're starting to not whittle well, they're starting to whittle it down, but like they're refocusing, retooling, focusing on what is going to work for them, and hopefully finally make like a healthy trajectory. Do you see that happening for them, or do you see them kind of going in an opposite direction where it's like, hey, maybe we just be a publisher now. Maybe we forget about the whole console race.
Honestly, I thought that's what they were doing. I just the publisher thing, before this year, to be honest. I was like, "Oh, you know what? They just slap their name on it, they publish it, and you know what? If it helps them keep alive, oh sorry, helps them keep them alive, sure." Like, I what we were saying earlier in the year, like I don't really need my Xbox anymore, and my PlayStation overtook it. They lost the console wars, like I just play fighting games on it. Even then I might transition over. And then
Mhm.
all these like announcements and stuff, it's like I don't think they can do it without some big cuts even more, right? Or I looked at this post I liked. This guy was just saying they banked too much on Game Pass funding everything, and it didn't, and I think if they're still going to use that model, they're probably going to bump up the price again, right? Even if it's just a little to kind of, survive. I really think if they want to stay in, like they want to be like, we're here, I think they
Mhm.
got to do some big moves, some big games, and maybe submit to Sony a little, like, hey, let us have this, we'll let you have Halo or whatever, it's something like that, because I don't know. Like it's been hitting lots of studios, but I feel like to hit a big bad like Xbox like this, I don't know. It's tough. And this
Yeah.
other post I saw, this guy who was literally working on Halo, right? And like the CEOs are like coming in like, can we do what they did with Diablo 3? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's like,
Like,
no, stop.
like it, if management changes and actually understands what they're doing, like I get it. You need someone to run a business, you need someone to make the hard calls, right? Because I mean, I would love to run my own studio, but I don't have the patience or the money or the know-how, right?
Right.
But you need other people to do that. But at the same time, it's like, why are you coming in here talking about a fucking like top down, like I get it. They have some good things, but
but
like,
Fortnite's
I
over
know you're trying to
there.
make money. No, I know.
Fortnite's over there. We want Fortnite here. We want
No,
our
it's like
Fortnite with
it's
Master Chief.
you know what it is. It that post to me was like saying it was DC with MCU. The Avengers are making $1 billion. We need that now. That's what that is. They need to change and have the right people in charge to succeed.
They
And
need a James Gunn.
they fucking do. And if they don't get their shit together in 2 years, I don't know, that clear case isn't going to do much, that clear controller. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, you brought up a good point because, one of the things that we saw, at least, when Phil Spencer's time was ending and, Usher Sharma came in, it's like the news is coming out being like, oh, the whole everything as an Xbox campaign wasn't really liked within the company, apparently, because like muddled up everything that they kind of wanted, because it was like, oh, Xbox was losing their identity, because now we're seeing, like you're saying, we're seeing Halo and like Gears go off into PlayStation. We're seeing Xbox games kind of become multi-platform. And like I agree with you, like at that point it felt like Xbox was leading towards, so like, hey, you know Xbox is everywhere, but like you can still come to us to like get the first hand experience. But like if you're on PlayStation, go have Indiana Jones, go have Forza Horizon 5 or whatever. But then in the inverse, when the new management came in, it's like, okay, we want to refocus what it means to be Xbox. We want Xbox to be the brand it was before, which everybody assumes like, okay, well that means, they're getting rid of the whole everything's an Xbox, slogan, tagline, and they're going to refocus on Xbox being a platform again. And it's like, okay, cool. And then the showcase happens and we're seeing that certain games are still going to be available on other consoles, and it's going to be like a case by case basis. But like, even though Gears Reloaded was on PlayStation, Gears E-Day is going to be an exclusive to Xbox, which doesn't make sense. And Halo is still coming out on PlayStation though, but hey, also Fable's going to be an exclusive as well. It kind of muddles up that idea of like, we want to be a brand again. It's like, okay, but then you're still not making it clear. Like, what's exclusive, what's not? Is it just going to be how well do you think this game is going to do? And then you'll decide from that. There was a few outlets were reporting, like right after the event or right after the showcase, was saying that like there was promotional stuff for Gears E-Day with the PlayStation logo on it, but at the last minute it was taken off when it was announced it was going to be exclusive. So whether that was factual or not, it's like, it still kind of raises the question. It's like, do you guys have a plan? It's like, it sounds like you guys have a plan, but it's like, what I'm seeing is like mixed messages going on. So
one hand's definitely not talking to the other. That's all I know.
I suppose. I don't know. Like, would it be nice if Xbox can like rebuild their identity again? and like be like not even like the OG days, but at least be like somewhat close to like how Xbox was during like the 360 era,
Yeah.
which I felt
Yeah.
like was kind of like the peak of Xbox.
Yeah.
You know,
I would think so.
before they kind of just lost everything with like the Xbox One and all that kind of and everything after that.
Hmm.
Um, maybe. However, I was kind of in a way I was kind of hoping that maybe they would just become the next Sega. It's like Sega for a while was like the number, like, you know, it was them and Nintendo for the longest time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they were the original console wars was Nintendo and
Hmm.
Sega. And then once, you know, it was like after the Dreamcast, it was like Sega's like, yeah, consoles, our consoles aren't hitting anymore. Like we're
Hmm.
just going to go to publishing. And it's like, it took them a little while to kind of get up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
active, but like, look at them now. Like they are doing really well for themselves. Like they have, you know, Sonic is still a hit or miss depending on who you ask, but then like you
Yeah.
have like the Yakuzas that are doing really well, the Like a Dragons that are doing really well.
Hmm.
Like they're about to come out with the new Virtua Fighter, which is gonna, you know, people are really
Yeah.
excited about. And like of course, like with Atlas, they have like the personas that everybody adores and loves every time
Hmm.
like another persona comes out. So like they're
Yeah.
doing well for themselves. So, you know, a part of me kind of wishes they would just do that. You know, it's like, hey, you can play Xbox games forever, but it's like they're going to be games that people are looking forward to. It's like right now, it's like, yeah, there's games I want to play, but am I looking forward to them at the moment? I forgot when Halo's coming out. I want
Soon
to play it.
that they same. I'm like, it's not my concern right now.
Yeah. Um I don't know. Like I said, like whenever layoffs happen, you know, everything else is just kind of trivial because
Yeah.
people still lost their job. A lot of people lost their jobs.
3,000 and more.
Yeah.
I'm sure
So,
it's not going to stop after today.
oh no, it's at the rate we're going right now. It's, you know, we've been, like I said, we've been talking about this for as long as this channel, this podcast has existed. So it's
Yeah.
nothing new. It's nothing new,
Yeah.
at least for us. But yeah, I just hope that um, you know, the people that were laid off are not discouraged from leaving or not discouraged into leaving the industry because the more and more talent that we lose, the less healthy this industry is going to be.
Hmm.
Um, so, and I know that there's been more of a push and more of an effort to have more unions within the gaming business. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope that um, the unions that have been popping up recently, you know, uh, off the top of my head, I can't remember, but there are some of the newer gaming unions that are actively trying to help out these people that did lose their jobs recently
I did
and
see
kind of
that, which was cool. Like that's why we need those things, right? Like
yeah,
to help people who got laid off or need a job or whatever.
yeah,
That's important. So,
that is very important. And hopefully they can continue to grow and, you know, lift up the actual creatives that kind of fuel this industry.
yeah, yeah.
And other than that, you know, I the silver lining to all of this Xbox news is that I am glad that at least all of these studios that were the main four that were on the chopping block have found a way to exist and still
Yeah,
be
yeah.
around. Um, it would be foolish of me not to say that, you know, with that change that there might still be downsizing within those companies.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of, especially the ones that go independent, that is a given.
Yeah.
But
Rebrand or being absorbed, etc.,
yeah,
etc.
but the fact that these gaming studios that have been around for decades, that have a storied history, that
Yeah.
have, you know, games that people really love to this day,
Yeah.
can still at least keep it going and hopefully come out with something that people will continue to enjoy.
Mhm. Definitely.
Um, how about, unless if there's anything else you wanted to kind of top off for Xbox, flip the
Just
coin.
it's just sad. It's just sad.
It is sad.
Disappointing, and yeah, they're like, we have this good news, followed by we have some really bad fucking news. So um yeah, I mean, it's like when I see shit like that, it's like, why am I paying for Game Pass? It's like, I
why
told
are
you
we
like, oh,
paying
I
for
gotta,
anything?
yeah, why I told you I had to cancel my PlayStation one for a minute. I was like, maybe I should have switched it. But um yeah, uh we'll see, I guess. And any closing thoughts on that one?
I mean, besides what I've said already, selfishly, I like, I've said what I have to say from like an industry standpoint.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I am happy that I will still have a chance to play Senua.
Yeah.
Selfishly.
Hopefully they don't pull the plug. Yeah.
Now, whoever buys Ninja Theory, and this is me doing a bit now, just to be transparent. But whoever buys Ninja Theory, whoever is buying Ninja Theory, oh, it says OBS got disconnected
Ooh, how
for
long ago?
for some reason.
Love it.
The frames get dropped.
Ooh.
And it reconnected.
Love it. Xbox said, pull the plug.
Everybody on Twitch, I think we're back. Okay, we're good.
Cool.
There's just a tiny little hiccup. But as I was saying, whoever buys Ninja Theory, make a physical version of Hellblade 2, please. Please. That thing is stuck in digital jail. I do not trust that it will be around forever. I have my physical copy of Hellblade 1. I need a physical copy of Hellblade 2. It doesn't even have to be a full run. It could be a limited run situation, and I will buy it. Because that game needs to be preserved. It is a beautiful game. I fucking love that game. I know a lot of people don't. I do. And that's what matters to me. That being said, let's flip that coin real quick. It's not as much
that made
it's not as much news. So this is it's not as bad news as all the stuff we just talked about with Xbox, but it is something to
reaction from the internet. Holy shit.
Which I think is more interesting, that this one has the more discourse than the people losing their jobs and game companies being threatened by shutting down. So like I said before, whenever bad news happens with Xbox, PlayStation always likes to kind of sneak something in. But unfortunately for them, this was too big to ignore. So recently in the past week, PlayStation announced that by January of 2028, they're going to cease all physical production of PlayStation games. It's like no more discs, like there will still be physical, quote unquote, like boxes with like a game code inside of it, which at that point, why are you even just like wasting the money on plastic?
A box. Yeah.
But this has created a wide discourse on the internet. from many different sides, more than I was expecting. So basically, coming from like my opinion, and I know few other people's opinions, this is a very, it could be a slippery slope, as you will, because like PlayStation already announced like, hey, we're not going to be making more physical games. So that begs the question, okay, well, when the PlayStation 6 comes out, obviously that's probably not going to be, you know, it's not going to have a disc drive. It's not going to be able to play physical games.
No backwards compatibility.
Unless if they want to sell a disc drive like they did with like the PS5 digital edition, which I don't think they would care to do, in my opinion, if that's where they're going. But there is a argument on two fronts of one, obviously game preservation. Like if all PlayStation games going forward are going to be digital only, you know, they have proven time and time again that digital games are not proof of ownership for people that pay money to play those games. And something that I didn't know at the moment, but after researching, PlayStation there was a lawsuit put against PlayStation in 2019 because they wanted retail stores to stop selling digital codes to their games, which eventually got, settled, and, everything was hunky dory. Like retail stores like GameStop and Target and whatnot were able to keep selling digital codes. But for me, like, I'll just say this and I'll kind of throw it to you, Joel. But for me, that already sets a precedent in my head that PlayStation was already trying to monopolize the digital market back in 2019. And of course, they got kind of like, hey, you can't do that. Like, stop it. But now that they're saying that they're not going to be producing any more physical disc copies of games, what's stopping them from just kind of going whole monopoly on their games? Especially because, like, okay, well, you can only buy digitally. Who's going to go to a store to buy a digital copy? Let's be honest. Like it, and especially since, like, for example, like, we grew up with the GameStop experience, Joel, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like we would go to GameStop because we wanted to find the deal, like whether it be used games, like whatever sale that GameStop will be having. That's where a majority of people, I would say, get their games from sales, from deals, from, secondhand used copies. Well, in about 2 years, we're not going to be able to do that with PlayStation anymore. Like, there'll be like the PS5 games prior to that. You can still do that with. But for anything new, like, let's say I'm going to throw something out there, like Intergalactic. The next Naughty Dog game. Thank you. That most likely won't have a physical version unless if it comes out before then, which I don't know at this point because we haven't seen it since it was shown off.
Like 2 years ago now?
I think so. I don't think there's really been much. I think there might have been like a little bit shown off of it, but it's like we have no idea when that's coming. But like, let's just use that for an example. If it's going to only be digital, obviously people are going to be buying it through the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, definitely.
And since they've already shown that they were willing to try to monopolize the market back then, well, now since they won't sell physical, they have an excuse. It's like, well, we don't sell physical anymore. We only sell digital.
Yeah.
And going to a retail store, like there's never really been sales on like digital codes. It's usually always been physical. Not saying
Oh
there
yeah.
hasn't been, but it's more likely that there'd be a sale on physical games than digital games.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so it kind of like, and especially with like the more recent like rumblings of like PlayStation thinking about doing like dynamic pricing for their games. It's like, okay, well,
Oh
you're going to go all
brother.
digital. You're going to have dynamic pricing for games, which means that certain games can cost way more than they should. And I think that's for people that are in the know, that's the biggest fear is okay, well, like a game that would normally cost me like maybe like 60, $70, all of a sudden one day it can cost me like 80 to $90 for no reason other than, oh, it's dynamic pricing.
Volatile as fuck.
Yeah. Um, so I'll throw it to you, Joel. Just kind of like, where do you where do you stand as far as like the idea of like, hey, in a few years, it's like physical for PlayStation is just non-existent at this point.
I have different trains of thought about it because, like, it has been, I will say, convenient because I don't think I have any games for my PlayStation physical. But at the same time, it's like I gotta make space. I gotta clear it out, right? It's very convenient. Oh, I pay my 40 for Helldivers or whatever, and it's downloaded. Cool. You know, it does take away from the experience of like going into a store, getting a physical copy. But then this is where the shitstorm starts to happen. It's like, look at Anthem, right? Like, did we own it even when we had the physical copy? Now there's no way to get it back, right? It's lost to the ether. Look at the Red War and Destiny. We only know of it because of archival footage, right? And I know gaming is like a business, right? At the end of the day, but it's like you are losing art, you are losing the work people put in that way. And let's say, the world is very crazy right now. What if, internet goes down for a week or so? I can't play my game that was, needing an internet connection or downloaded sometimes, right? I have a bunch of games that require an internet source. So it's like, before it's like, oh, I didn't even need internet. Pop in the disc, boom, I can still play my game. You mean you could argue like, hey, I've already have it downloaded. I don't need the internet, right? But it's weird because
Yeah.
again, it's like you're losing the physical media. And like, what if it all shuts down? It was all digital because it's all gonna be in one place as per usual, right? Because they need to secure their asset. Oh, that building burnt down. There goes that whole game, right? And no one had a physical copy because it never went physical, right? That's a very egregious like example.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a weird thing. And then you saying like, oh, they wanted to monopolize the market. It's like, of course they fucking did. Of course it makes sense. They want to like cut out the middleman. They get money directly. They don't have to pay GameStop or whoever or licensing. You get it straight. You give the money straight to Sony. But again, it's like if it's all at Sony goes down. Where does it all go?
Yeah.
It's
Or it's like even with that, it's like not even if it goes down, but it's just like, oh, Sony can just make it whatever they want. Like it at
that
the end of the day,
too.
it is their stuff, but like
Yeah, yeah,
the whole thing about having the physical version of a game, it's like you have that discrepancy between, or not discrepancy, but you have the counterpart of digital to physical. And
yeah,
so even though they can make it whatever the price whatever they want,
yeah,
having that physical version there kind of makes you want to at least make the digital one the same thing
yeah,
or like, equal to in price. Um there were a few threads that I saw that kind of were well intentioned, but I think are very naive's kind of a harsh word, but it's like you're not seeing the companies for what they are kind of thing.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they brought up what Nintendo's been doing, right? Because like they like remember when the Switch 2 was coming out and it's like the game key card was like the biggest controversy,
yeah, yeah.
ever. And it's like, well, is it the best thing in the world? No, but it's better than what like Xbox and PlayStation do. Because at least with the game key card, like yes, it is a cartridge that's just a digital download of a game,
Yeah.
but it's pretty much how like any of our physical versions for like the Xbox and PlayStation have been working for like the past two generations at this point,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like it is basically just a key to access the download for the game, that most of the game is not on this disc, or at least like the game that you play is not on this disc.
Mm-hmm.
You have to download it still. And that's what it is. But what the difference is that with a digital code, once you use it, that's it. It's
Mm-hmm.
done.
One
But
and done.
with the game key card, you can still sell it, or you can give it to a friend to play the game, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's still in the cartridge is the key to download the game. It's not going
Mm-hmm.
off of a download code or you downloading like a one-time use thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's still way more handy than a digital code. Um, and it's like, oh, well, maybe PlayStation can, do something like that. It's like PlayStation's not going to do that. PlayStation is not going to want you to be able to take your digital game and like resell it or
Mm-hmm.
give it to somebody else. Like they're going to want you to pay for that game.
Each
And
time.
I mean, shoot, it you almost have to box somebody to like get a refund on PlayStation, and you think that they're going to let you just like be able to trade and resell your digital games?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No way.
Hell no. Um it Okay, let me ask you this, Joel, because I feel like one side of this argument is like we are already downloading our games digitally for the most part now. So
Yeah.
what is the point of like being mad about the situation?
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for you, like you were just saying, like pretty much all your PlayStation catalog is digital. So
Yeah.
like,
And I was gonna bring up like even when I got because I had the PS5 Spider-Man edition, like I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was getting a disc, and they just gave me a code for the game. I was a little disappointed to be honest. But yeah,
mhm.
continue your thought.
Well, like even when you mentioned that, like when I got my PS5, the first game I bought for it was Miles Morales. But I ended up tracking down a physical version of it from PlayStation because they were selling the physical version cheaper than the digital version.
That's crazy.
Exactly. It's like, well, why am I going to spend like 10 more dollars buying it digitally when I can have a physical copy on my shelf
Yeah.
and play it? Same quality. It's a PS5 version of the game. It's not like a PS4, because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it did come out on PS4 as well.
It
But
did.
like,
Yeah.
but I bought a PS5 version of Miles Morales for $10 cheaper than the digital version of the same
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I think that's just like where I'm coming from, is that yes, it's kind of like a doomerous like future like prediction, but it's like
Yeah.
literally like at that point, what is stopping them from just doing whatever they want?
Nothing really. It's what's going to hurt them is they're going to, they're going to push away their fan base and their consumers. Really. And you're going to see like, oh, we're going to dynamically price it up. And you're going to see like, oh, your sales have gone down. I wonder why. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, do what you want, free market and stuff, but like, you're going to like lose in the end if you like price it too high. Even with like people saying like, I'm literally just going to GTA and there's a code in it. Like, yeah, what the fuck's that about? Like,
Oh no,
I
yeah.
get
And
it. But at the same time, I'm like, what are we doing here?
yeah. And especially just like I it's just very weird to think about, because especially when like the thought of like, oh, the PS6 is like predicted to be coming out next year, which is, I think, is a
God,
bad idea.
already?
It's wild.
That's
It's
gonna be 900 thousand fucking dollars based on their pricing.
yeah, and even like the what Project Helix for Xbox 2 is like, no, that
Good
thing's
luck.
the good luck. Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
Having a PC hybrid game console, and you think it's gonna be under $1,000? No. The Steam machine is like considered like to be as powerful as like a Series S, and that thing's like over $1,000. And you think
You
like
say
the
Series
brand new,
S?
yeah, it's using
Brother.
old components. I mean, it's still good for what it
Oh,
is, but it's like you're not getting like the big specs that people probably wanted from the machine, the Steam machine.
Yeah, for sure.
But like that thing's already running up like almost $1,300. So you think that the next gen like brick shithouse Xbox PC console is gonna be less than that? No, hell no.
Yeah, with the 10 people left running Xbox, I don't think so.
Yeah,
They need to pay
I
them.
don't know. Is this like an old man kind of like shaking fist at sky kind of moment? It could be. It's a little bit,
I
but
had that thought.
but like, and I'll admit, like a lot of my games now are very much digital. Like I think like the Switch for me, like the Switch One for me was like my biggest like push into the digital realm, just because they had a lot of indie games that, you know, there's only digital copies of most indie games, but I think like that was what kind of started me on my path to being more of a digital consumer. But like there's still certain games that I still collect physically. Like all the Assassin's Creed games I have physical.
Yep.
It's like I'm getting Black Flag Resynced mailed to me sometime this week, probably, and it's going to be a physical copy of the game. So like there's still like precedent to having physical versions of the games, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe like within a year or so after like this happens, maybe nobody will bat an eye at it anymore. It'll just become like the next like business as usual thing until Xbox decides to stop doing that. Because I think Xbox doubled down saying that they might be continuing with physical. There hasn't been any official announcement yet, but I think there's been like a behind the scenes reaction of what how people have been in an uproar about PlayStation. They're like, oh, maybe we should put a disc drive in the Helix. And,
you fucking should. You fucking should. I think
to tail end this conversation though, I did see that Xbox, like this wasn't like, I don't think this was like an announcement like to kind of like poke fun at them or to poke fun at PlayStation, but there was a article that came out saying that Xbox is looking at beta testing soon a system update that will allow you to take your physical like Xbox Series X and S and like Xbox One games and convert them into digital. Like whether it's like from the console or like some kind of program that they're gonna do or gonna try to do. And that's neat if it works.
Cool.
Cause like I'm hoping like what it means is like, oh, if you just prove that you have like the physical version of it, you can just have it turn into like a digital key in your account, but you can still have the physical version. It's just you won't need it to play the game anymore.
Yeah.
Like that sounds cool to me. Cause like
similar
it's
to
like
Nintendo.
Similar to Nintendo, but it's like the best of both worlds, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's the technology I'm more excited about instead of just being like, oh, no more physical at all. It's like, well, I don't know.
I do like that people are accusing Polygon of like being bought out because they're like, yeah, I don't need the disc anyway. I'm like, yeah, that was dumb. That was not the right article to push right now. That was that felt fishy as fuck.
You know, sometimes Polygon makes good articles, and sometimes they don't read the room, and that's, you know,
We could tell this time.
I'm not a journalist. I can't critique.
We're like mini journalists.
Not we're hobby journalists.
Yeah, there you go. Hobbyists.
We're hobbyists.
We just report.
Yeah.
A little.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. We still have, you know, a little less than 2 years until that happens, so we'll see if anything changes, because PlayStation has backed down from this before, but it looks like this might be like for real. So we will see.
See if they read the room.
We'll see. I don't know. They have been very quiet though, which is very uncharacteristic of them, but
They're probably trying to decide what to do and how much money they want to fucking make.
With that being said, we're already like an hour into the show, so you know we waded through the muck, we waded through the sludge,
Mud
and
rock.
now we're kind of now we're gonna, you know, wipe it off, get a towel, and just kind of like cleanse ourselves for a little bit. So
Maybe
with that
throw a couple digs here and there, but yeah.
yeah. So with that being said, I turn to you, Joel, and ask you, what have you been up to recently?
Recently I finished the Avatar show, second season live action. We had a little bit of a conversation. I'll throw it to you in a second because you definitely had some insights I agree with. You know, I like it. I think it's fun. I also think it has many problems. I was talking about this with my buddy Jameson, who's been on the podcast. The actors sell it. They do. They're working with what they got, and I think they do it well. Writing wise, it's tough because one, you're compared against a beloved show, probably one of the best ever made. Two, show has had over 20 episodes per season, maybe a little less. Live action, 7 this season. So they got to cut a lot, right? So there's that. And yeah, and then 3, there are changes, right? There's one, like for instance, they go to the library where Wan Shi Tong is. I'm not going to go deep into it in case you're curious for those listening. There's a character who's not there in the original who is there in the show. Interesting. I don't think they should be there. But at the same time, in the library, the characters have interactions with other characters I never thought would happen, which I thought was pretty cool. So there is some respect of the source material, but at the same time, it's like we're going to make some choices. I wouldn't say bold choices because, you know, again, you have to kind of. The original show was just so good. It's hard to not think about it. And, you know, I was telling my other friend Chris, like, he's like, I had to watch it without thinking about the show. You have to watch it as its own thing. And I think that's really the only way you can watch it. But it's so hard because it's like shares the name, the characters, and so forth. It's a weird dissonance you have to have watching it. And yes, I enjoyed it. It's a good time. It has some moments of greatness, and that's it, I would say. I'm being very, very generous, giving it like a 7. That's very generous. So I think like if in a regular, maybe non-generous mood, I'd probably say like 6 or 5. I do like that we're already established though. Season 1, I felt like I liked it, but I wasn't, you know, engaged. Right. But I think for me, season 2, I'm engaged and I am liking it a little more. But I just, again, it's just, this is a problem with these adaptations is, excuse me, you're not giving people enough time to let this cook, to even make big, broad strokes or big, bold challenges. You know, like we have to make little interesting ones. And then it's like, okay, here's some weird stuff. You know, I feel like that's a problem with many adaptations. You don't want to give them enough time to cook. First season, should have been at least 12 episodes, at least. And it's like, oh, it didn't get enough good ratings, I guess we can't move on. Okay, at least you tried with 12, right? This season, there's so much. It should at least been 3 more episodes, at least. It's yeah, no fault to the actors. They're working with what they got, and I do, like I was telling you, I do believe that is Aang. I do believe that's Toph and Katara and Zuko and Sokka. But um, just some of the times it's you'll say what your piece, and I kind of agree with it. But yeah, it's like production great, writing, and they're also writing for TV with less time. But yeah, that's before I repeat the same thing. I'll throw it to you, Brian.
No, I agree. Like out of everything about this show, like production, effects, the actors, I feel like the actors are good. Like I feel like they casted the show really well. It's just the only weak point is the writing. It's like I don't want to call it like a curse, but it feels like at this point, like unless if it's like an original like production made by
Mhm.
the Avatar studio, there's always some kind of like weird thing that happens where we get the article being like the creators walk away from the production because they
How many
had
times?
they had different issues, and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
the first time we heard about that, we got the M. Night Shyamalan movie, and now we know
Mhm.
why they walked away from it. And so it gives like this preconceived notion in your head, like, okay, well, why'd they walk away from it? Was it just because they wanted to start doing like making the animated Aang movie? Was it because they want to get started on the next series that they're coming out with? Or did they have problems with it? And it's like, well, who's to say? You know, they haven't really been vocal about it. It's all hearsay. We don't know what they're thinking and what they thought about it. It's like, but you can just kind of guess that maybe they had to do things that they didn't really like, maybe.
Mhm.
But like I said, that's not for me or anyone else to say. For my experience, I'll, you know, I'll be very transparent. I did not finish the season. Me and my partner watched it. My partner loves Avatar, especially loves the original, like Last Airbender. I came into the series more around when Korra came out, so Korra is for me is like my Last Airbender. Like I am
Yeah,
more
same.
attached to Korra, but I do have an appreciation for Last Airbender, and especially since then, like because when like for example the M. Night Shyamalan movie came out, like at that time I had like base knowledge about what Last Airbender was, and then through my partner like having me sit down and like watch the entire show, I grew an appreciation for it to know enough like, oh, this movie sucks. This movie's bad. Um so for this, what I thought was interesting is that I guess to kind of like preface this, when the first season came out, there were changes that were done that were noticeable. And it's like, okay, I can, there's some ebb and flow to this that like I can kind of see. And I kind of like,
Mhm.
there's some things that I kind of didn't like that they had to do. But for the most part, for season one, I enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was
Yeah.
an interesting take. Like, it's not 100% the way it happened, like, obviously, because like you said, there's only like what, 8 episodes to
Yeah,
season
something
one.
like that. Yeah.
And it's like you're not going to be able to do all of book one in like 8 episodes, especially
Mhm.
even
I
though
mean,
they're like an hour long episodes. It's still not going to
well, I
happen.
mean, they did, but yeah.
They tried. They tried. They cut out a lot. They cut out a lot of
There was a
in the
lot.
middle.
Same for
Um,
season 2.
but like, but even when like they're still trying to find their footing as far as like the cohesion, the chemistry between the actors and stuff. I thought the actors they chose for all the characters fit really well. I
Mhm.
felt like understood like what they had to do for like the characters. Like, yes, you know, the series isn't as lighthearted as the original animation. And it's like, of course, because it's going to be a little bit more, I won't say grimdark, but it's like there is still lighthearted moments within the series. But then, this is kind of taking more of like a, not realistic approach, but like it's, a lot of shit's happening.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of shit is happening in this world. Like it's not going to be
Hmm.
sunshine and rainbows all the goddamn time,
Nope.
especially when a lot of like the stuff in between is being cut out. Like they just have to kind of
Yeah.
keep it going. But for the most part, like I thought it did really well, especially like the relationship with Zuko and Iroh. I felt they did really well in season one,
Yeah, yeah.
which is one of my first complaints about season two is that I feel like it kind of just reverts all of what they kind of built up in season one. Because in season one, it was like, yeah, it was like early Zuko, but it still showed that connection with Iroh and
Mhm.
like how well they like portrayed that. I thought was a plus. But to see like one of the first things they do for season two is that it seems like they kind of just like make Zuko like a edgy, like
I
moody boy.
mean, he
It,
is, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
he,
They
but
leaned
he,
into it for
like he
sure.
is, but like not in like the way that they portray. Because like as far as I can remember, it's like Zuko was never an asshole to Iroh. Like, sure, he got angry and like he like had outbursts towards Iroh, but like he never blamed Iroh for anything that was happening to him in the original show. So like just to see that they are taking that approach for Zuko's development in season two, like threw me off guard because he was acting like Zuko was like the cause of all of his problems. And it's like it just felt very it disassociating me from like what was previously built upon. Or like,
Mhm.
you know, not to spoil too much, but like this isn't really like a big thing, but it's like Zuko like stealing the shit from like the couple.
Oh yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
in the original show, he doesn't do like he was going to, but then when he sees that it's like a pregnant wife with her husband, he was like, nah, I'll suffer and just kind of keep going on. So it's just kind of like they're making Zuko like in a way less dimensional at the same time like being dimensional in other ways that just don't really make sense. And it's like having the well, I guess at this point it's like if you haven't watched the show, I'm going to be saying a whole bunch of shit just cuz I think it needs like I need to get through this point to kind of like make my point at least about this about
Mhm.
Zuko as a character
Mhm.
in season 2. But it's like the blue dragon spirit or like the blue spirit
Yeah, yeah,
um making him kind of like a storybook character that his mom read to him when he was a child. I didn't have a problem with that. Like, it's it's a way to get around like why Zuko, portrays himself to be the
Mhm.
blue spirit in the portion of the show. Um the only thing is that it kind of loses its kind of like oomph a little bit just because it's like we get told what this thing is before he starts donning the mask and like doing his vigilante stuff. And so it's just like, oh, what is this thing? What is this entity that keeps appearing in certain situations where like Aang is? And it's like, oh, like, I mean, sure, if you're old enough, you can probably infer that, oh, it's probably Zuko, but at least there's that mysticism. It's like this
yeah,
portrayal of him in this version, there's no mysticism about it. It's like, oh, he remembers that his mom used to read about this blue demon spirit that was supposed to be like a bringer of justice or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, oh, he feels like he needs to be Batman at this point and just go and just
Yeah.
like do stuff.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, okay, well, that. And then having Katara just like kind of like kickstart her being like this
Oh, the water spirit. Yeah, yeah,
water
yeah.
spirit when that's not
Healing.
even for like
Whatever.
another season.
Yeah, they wanted to like go into the vigilante Zutara team up pretty quick, I feel.
Yeah. And so it was just kind of like awkward. And it's like, okay. And it's like, people couldn't just like realize that this isn't like supposed to be like like a Fire Nation like apparition or like spirit of some kind. It's just like some waterbender in like the fucking Earth Kingdom and the
Mhm.
Bossing Say just kind of like doing vigilante justice kind of
Yep.
thing. It's like, okay. Um I think the one thing that kind of stopped both of us from like really like watching the show is that we feel like at some point they kind of forgot what Aang was supposed to be. Like, did you feel that at all? Like,
I think it's not they forgot what Aang's supposed to be. I think it's more they're showing. I mean, I could be wrong because I could see what you're saying though. Like he is so impressionable, right? And he's trying to balance who he should be, but really, he's trying to like please all these people, and really he should do what's right, right? You know, and I feel like they needed to still do more with him though at the same time. But they had to introduce a new character, a new person, part of the ensemble, yada yada. But yeah, continue.
well, like, because when we decided to stop watching a show, we went and watched a YouTuber that we really like that does a lot of very good like deep dives
Yeah, yeah.
into shows, and he recently did a deep dive on the original series, and so he
Mhm.
started doing those stuff for live action as well, and so he did a whole like video like essay about the second season of the live action. And so we kind of saw what was to come. And I think one of the big reasons why we stopped is because like there's no doubt that Aang was going through a lot. Like
Yeah,
even in the original he's going through a lot, but the thing about what made Aang such a beloved character is that even though the weight of the world was on him, like his core principle, like even if just like being a person, like not even like being like the avatar, being an airbender, like being an air nomad, is like he always tries to spin a positive on things.
yeah,
And his like core principle of like, not causing harm or causing violence.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like one of the first things we see is that he was damn near close to fucking hurting a whole bunch of people. Like that big team up fight at the beginning of the season where it's just
I mean,
like,
they were protecting Earth. No, I know what you're saying. I know. Yeah.
but like he was damn near close to fucking ganking some people, and then it was only because Qatar came out and actually ganked people with her
Oh
like
yeah. I was like,
icicle
are they dead?
spears.
I did say, like, are they dead?
But then like from what I saw, it's like at a certain point, like when they're bossing say like when basically like Aang's like at his like quote unquote breaking point, he starts like being petulant and like basically like pointing fingers at everybody else on the team. He's like, hey, this is like, is your guys' fault that we failed this. And it's like Aang
Mhm.
doesn't do that. It's like, I understand you kind of want there to be some drama to lead into the big fight with Azula at the end
Yeah,
of
yeah,
book 2,
for
but
sure.
like, why do we have to kind of like character assassinate a little bit to get there? Like, yeah, you only have 7 episodes to like lead to the conclusion of book 2, but like, why does it feel like that they had to really change a lot of the core principles of certain characters to get there?
I don't know.
Like, don't get me wrong, there are still enjoyable moments throughout the season, at least the season parts of the season I watched that I was like, oh, that was funny. Like there's some legitimate funny moments. Like like I know like people are kind of like here or there about like the characterization of Sokka.
Yeah.
But there are legitimate funny moments with um this version of Sokka within the show. It's like yeah, there are like certain bits where it's like Sokka is a little bit more serious and a little bit more like um less goofy than the original Sokka was. But like there are still moments where it's like, oh, it's funny. And you know, yeah, they had to like rearrange like the whole cactus juice thing because they had to have the joke in there, but they needed to find a way to do it without them being in the desert. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
sure. But I don't know. It's just like when there's like a moment when you kind of look at it and it's just like, okay, well, why are they doing this? Like when I start asking those questions while I'm watching something, it's just like I don't I don't see like the necessary step that you had to take to kind of do this for this show. And like you
Mhm.
could like I don't know. Like I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, people are just hating on this too hard. And like maybe that's true. Like maybe there's people that are, you know, maybe going at this a little bit too hard just because it's not the original and like they're
Yeah, as
changing things.
always. People do that with Korra too. You know, they have to hold
Oh,
the
there's
Korra.
there's a lot of other things
Yeah,
that certain people were mad about for
yeah, yeah,
core, but you know, those people can go fucking suck it.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know, like I am glad that there are people that are enjoying this. Like I'm never going to be somebody that's like, "Oh, you can't enjoy this because it's not the perfect representation of the franchise or whatever."
Yeah.
It's like God, you know how much I hate the Devil May Cry Netflix show.
Yeah. And you still saw it. You still saw
Oh,
season
I hate
2.
watch that thing full chest. I my full chest hate that. I hate watch that thing. Yeah. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like I'm never gonna like tell somebody they're wrong that they shouldn't like this thing just because I think it's not great or like I don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
particularly love it. Like there's always going to be certain outlets for people to hop into a franchise, whether it's, you know, going back to watching the original, seeing the new productions that are coming out within the next year or so, or
Mhm.
watching a live action adaptation that might get them to be like, oh, I want to go see what the original looked like, or I
Yeah.
want to go see
Yeah, exactly.
what else is available.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. You gave it a 7. I feel like it's not fair for me to grade it just because I didn't complete it. So I'll just say it as like
I mean,
I am a non complete. I am an
my 7 is very
in
generous. I just want to say
yeah.
also, it's because I'm trying not to be biased for the original show. The original show is like yeah, it's a kid show, but it's like Clone Wars. It goes to dark places and it does it well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And this show, like you're saying, it's trying to be a little edgy, a little more teen, right? Which I get, but
Kind
it's
of
just
yeah.
like you know, they're they are kids going through a war. I guess there's a lot, high stakes, but it's not, there are times where it's like, this doesn't flow for me. But I will say,
Yeah.
we'll say this: leave the fucking actors alone. We're just running to this shit
Oh
again,
yeah.
body shaming them, saying they're not right for the role. No, fuck you. Shut up. Let them do their job. They're doing great. Okay. You might be like, oh, you're simping. Well, yeah, for fucking the actress who plays Suki, she's great. But everyone else, like everyone's doing a really great job, with what they got. And
Yeah.
you know, when Daniel Day Kim is on, I'm like, oh, it's Daniel Day Kim. You know, he's putting it in, and it's great. Please leave the actors and actresses alone. That shit has always bothered me. You know, like, be mad at the fucking writers or something. It's like with Star Wars, with Witcher, with Lord, whatever. Every fucking time, it's why you gotta harass the actors. That's not cool. Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself. Like, you're a piece of shit. Or make a better production, and we'll see. You know, you won't.
Right.
So go fuck yourself. That's my PSA on that.
Yeah. Also, regardless of what I just said, Paul Lee, fantastic Iroh. Perfect casting. Like, I probably said this the last time we talked about the first season, but like he is like from New Republic pilot to Uncle Iroh, like he can do no wrong.
Kim's Convenience too. Yeah, he like I said, like the actors, it's so good. And then when people are like, it's like, get out of here.
Public service announcement for people that don't understand. Just because the characters are not working out the way you like is not because the actors are doing a bad job. It is most likely the writing is not great. And I think a lot of us can agree the writing is not great. But the actors themselves are doing a good job, and they're doing the best they can with what they are given. It's kind of the same thing with a lot of things that we've talked about over the years. But like one of the main go-tos is just like when people were dogging on, you know, the prequel trilogy of Star Wars and saying that like, oh, you know, Hayden Christensen's a bad actor. It's like, well, no, it's just that George Lucas is not a good director. He's a good writer. He's a good thought guy. He's a good
I would even
producer.
say he's had his original trilogy writing was stronger than prequel. Don't get me wrong, I love the prequels, and you know I was that guy, but there are some lines in the prequels that are pretty bad. I mean, we've memed.
Well, there's lines in the prequels that are pretty bad, but like when the writer's also the director, that's
I mean, that too. Yeah,
that's the issue.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like you gain nothing from attacking the actors. You gain like there's no positive thing that can come out of like you pointing fingers at the wrong person. Just because they are the only things that you can see from this like production, and like there's the only persons that you can like point fingers at, it's like doesn't mean that gives you the right to go attack them for choices they couldn't make or they didn't make.
Yeah.
You know, it's dumb. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Stupid people. And it's on the internet. This is a PSA for you dumbasses. Delete it while you still can. It'll come back. Trust me. It'll come back. This is your warning from a guy. That's all I'm saying. It'll come back.
It'll always find a way.
Yeah. Anyway, all that negativity, necessary negativity. Yeah.
What else have you been locked into recently?
We've been playing Mecha Chameleon. That shit's a lot of fun. You know, it's getting popularity. Streamers, you know, you blend in with the environment, you paint yourself, see if your friends can find you a good old online fashion of you know, hide and go seek. And you know, we've had some great laughs, and that's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's definitely worth the $7 or $8 or whatever. No complaints for me. You know,
no. Like I'll agree. Like I remember hearing about this game. I didn't know exactly what it was, and then when you guys kind of like, oh, let's play it, let's try it out. And after looking, it's like, damn, this is like one of those like hidden, well, not hidden, but like one of those small like little games that just like ends up being like a big massive hit. And
Hmm.
like what we've had like maybe like 3 sessions with it as a group.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And like you said, it's great. It's
yeah.
simple, it's fun. Like we've had so many like fake outs of like people just doing really well, like hiding, like a lot of goofy mishaps. And
Mhm.
it's like you said, it's like a $7, $8 game. It's worth a try.
Oh yeah,
I,
I think
I'm
so.
I am glad that I was we were kind of talking about this before we went live, but like how great it is that it has gotten the success that it's gotten.
Mhm.
Because I think in less than a month, it's like made like a couple million like
Nice.
units sold, which is amazing for an indie game like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, it's really fun. I'm glad that also it has a lot of healthy mod community.
That's good.
Yeah, because like we've played a few mod levels, and it's just like silly and interesting what people have been
Like the
able to
crusty
do
crab.
in such a little time
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this game is like barely a month old, and like what was it like we played like someone recreated Kakariko Village from Ocarina of Time,
Yeah, that
like
was
down to like with
way
music,
good.
with sound effects from the game, like character, like
Models were
villager.
moving and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that is like some people out there, like you guys are wild.
Yeah.
Like you were
Or someone
cracking on
recreated
that.
an in and out with the driveway. And that shit was really good. Down to the soda machines and the that was pretty good.
Yeah, but definitely a must play for anybody that can hop on Steam and like spend a few bucks.
Mhm.
And I think what's smart is that it's it's an online game, but you can play with randos.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
solely committed to like you having to have a friend group to play with. I think that is
Mhm.
one of the good things. I've seen streamers and I've seen other people like just play with randos. Like
Mhm.
just hop into a lobby with like a bunch of different people and just kind of like play the game. So I think that's really cool that it could just kind of be that for some people, because I know it's hard for people to sometimes get like a friend group together
Oh
to
yeah.
play games like this and feel left out because like, oh, I don't want to play this game because I don't have like a big enough friend group to
Mhm.
do it with. But like there is definitely people that will just hop in and play with random people and still have an enjoyable time, at least from what I've seen. So that's good. It's
Yeah.
very healthy.
What about you, Brian? What else you been playing before I digress to two things?
Ooh. I'll tell you what, our buddy Jocko, for a little while now, has been singing the praises of the 2 Point franchise, right?
Mhm.
And 2 Point, the studio, had their 10-year anniversary. So, you know, their games had a very good sale. And their most recent game, 2 Point Museum, that just came out within the past year, um, had like a free weekend like a few weeks ago. And so I decided, you know what? Jocko's been singing its praises. You know, I've been playing Pokopia for a little while. And I've kind of taken a small, tiny break from it just because I kind of went really hard for a while. And so I'm kind of like, I'll come back to it when I'm ready. But like, I kind of wanted to find something that was a little bit similar of a vibe. And so I was like, you know, it's free. It's a free weekend. Why not? So I hop into it. I play it for about an hour, and I immediately go to my Switch 2 and buy it.
Nice. That's a good
I
sign.
I was so surprised on how much I got hooked into the game. Like to the point when I realized like, oh, I know this is on the Switch. This would be a perfect like, you know, getting ready for bed, like winding down, this is going to be like my hop on it for like maybe like an hour or so and just kind of do whatever and like
Mhm.
chill. And it's definitely become that. Like that has been kind of like my go-to in the recent weeks. But
Nice.
yeah, it's like it's a interesting, like it's like a Sim City, like Sims like kind of game. There's been different ones that they come out with. They have hospital, they have campus, which is like a college like thing, and museum is the most recent one. So like basically like the the curator, the whole thing starts off like, oh, the ex curator of the 2 Point Museum has disappeared. Like basically the reputation of the museum that plummeted, like lost so much money. You know, it's like bare bones at this point, and the guy
Mhm.
just left. So now you're coming in as the new curator, and it's your job to basically rise the museum back up to prominence and, you know, make it a hustling, bustling museum again. It's like, okay, cool. It's basically like you have the museum, you have some exhibits that are already there, like preset, and it teaches you the mechanics of like, okay, well, you know, you need to buy researchers so that it can maintain the exhibits, but also go find new ones. And it's
Mhm.
like you have to like do all the management stuff that a Sim City Sims game would be
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's like you have employees to maintain, you have to find ways to make money. You have to expand the museum whenever you get new stuff. And it's like,
Mhm.
okay, it's a simple enough rhythm. What I do appreciate is that the tutorials are very simplistic in that it doesn't overload you with so much information that you need to remember everything. It's very step by step basis. Like they tell you what you need to know in the moment, and they kind of
Mhm.
like wait until you have figured it out and like succeeded the task that
Yeah.
they've given you. It's in order to move on to other things. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Cause I know for me, even though I've tried like other Sims games like this, one of the things that turns me off is that they expect you just to remember all of the information. It's like, okay, we're
Yeah,
telling you
yeah,
everything you need to know to make this work. And it's like, if you do not remember certain things, everything will just go to shit real quickly. It's like, okay, cool.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need that stress in my life at the moment. But no, it's interesting because like there's like the employees that you have to make like hire, like, you know, janitorial staff, you have like the customer service people
Yeah.
and like whatnot. But like each person has like their own unique special like passive abilities or like passive stats that you can kind of look through. And it's like, oh, like this person is a very like has the ability to be very wherever they go, like the happiness in the area that they're in increases by 10%. And so it influences guests to be, you know, be more cheerful and have a better positive outlook on
Mhm.
like their trip to the museum. It's like, okay, cool. And there's like other ones where it's like, okay, well, this person, like if they work the ticket booth, like they're going to do such a good job that like sales like increase just because they're the ones that are working there. However, the moment anything goes wrong, their mood plummets. It's like, so
Oh,
like you can have like your researchers go on an expedition to find like new exhibits, and
yeah,
like something goes wrong, and like things can go wrong on the trip because like
yeah,
it's like they're kind of like Nathan Drake's or like Indiana Jones's, where they have to go on an expedition and like kind of like
yeah,
find
yeah.
these things. Well, sometimes things can go wrong depending on the situation and like the journey they have to go on. And so it's like it's interesting that there's like you have to balance out like the good with the bad like aspects of like your employees and try to like make sure it like works in your favor, but then
Mhm.
like if something does go wrong, you can kind of find ways to kind of mitigate. And also like the characters themselves just have funny names. and it's like just very silly and goofy. Um,
Like Gundam Goofy.
oh, like pun goofy. Like there's just
Uh,
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's just like very like simple like this guy's is a funny kind of joke kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But what I wasn't expecting is that how expansive this game is, because like the overall theme of like the default museum that you get is like prehistoric stuff, like it's like
Yeah, yeah.
dinosaur fossils, like ancient artifact kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But um like the whole thing is that of course like you want to upgrade the museum to the point where they get like star ratings. And
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
like okay, well what I didn't realize is that once you get the first star for your museum, they hand you like a whole nother museum. And it's like,
Oh,
oh hey, this
nice.
it's like, hey, um, there's like other locations that we want you to manage, and each of them has like a different theme. So like
Mhm.
my second museum that I was just gifted is all aquatic based. So it's like a more of like an aquarium.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so it's like,
yeah.
okay, well, you have to go find more, fish and stuff to like put on exhibit, but then you have to make like a tank that can house specific types of fish and make sure it's habitable for them. And like you have to make sure you do it right so
Yeah.
that the fish can be healthy and happy and whatnot. And it's like, oh, this is a lot more than I thought it was. But then like what I think is neat is that the way they had you go back and forth between the museums, because like once you're like just playing the game, you can go back and forth between them however you want. But
Yeah.
like once I got the first star on my first museum and they brought me to like the next one,
Mhm.
as soon as I got the star for that one, it's like, okay, congratulations, you got a star for this museum. Is we have two 1-star museums. Let's have you go back to the first one and get the second star. And so it's and like of course like you can just ignore that for a while, but
Yeah.
like they are kind of like I wouldn't say holding your hand, but it's like it's a sly enough way to be like, it's like, hey, you did good for this museum. Okay, now let's go make the first museum better. Like let's give you more tools to like make this better, so that way the new tools you learn for making a 2-star museum you can put it into the other one. And
Yeah.
of course, like they have a map that shows you all of the different museums that you can get, and of course, and like there's so many different themes. Like I said, like there's the prehistoric one, there's the like aquarium, and then there's like it's more like a haunted mansion style thing. So there's a lot of like very
Mhm.
like mystical kind of like artifacts that you can find for like a mystical museum and like and then there's like other like downloadable ones like DLC ones where it's like, oh, this one's just a zoo. And like there's like a fantasy one that's very like D&D
Oh,
like
nice.
coded, so it's a lot like like a lot of fantasy exhibits that you can kind of put into like a museum.
Nice.
And so like this is and I believe I got it on sale for like less than $20 for like this is a relatively new game too, and I think it's like its main price
Pretty
points like
good for
maybe
an
like
indie game.
$40 to $50 like for
Mhm.
full price. And it's like for what I paid for, like I felt like there's so much like game in this franchise that like,
It's a good
oh
feeling.
damn. It's a good feeling. And it's like I'm glad that I've able to been consistent with it to be
Mhm.
able to enjoy it fully and know that like, oh, there's so many things that I could do with this game. And like I haven't even scratched the surface, even though I have like two museums that have
Nice.
like 1-star ratings on them. It's like there's so much more that I can kind of explore and discover and upgrade as I see fit. But yeah, I've been surprisingly enjoying the game a lot, and I never expected to have that style of game like hook me the way this one has. So it's like
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to maybe once I'm done with this game, maybe go back to the other ones or like um whichever one they decide to make next is
Yeah.
like because I'm sure they'll probably make another one because I know Sega because this is a Sega like property game, so like I'm sure they want to keep this going as long as they can.
Mhm.
But like it's neat that now I can like have a new genre of games that I can look forward to that isn't like from the usual that I see. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Good. Was good to give an indie game a shout out too.
I mean, indie-ish. Like
Yeah.
it's still Sega, but like
It's small. It's a small game.
I mean compared to like the other powerhouses in like the Sims like the simulator genre, like
Yeah. Yeah.
this is definitely on the lower end. Like not in quality, but just like as far as like you don't hear people talking about 2 Point as much as like
Nice.
a Civilizations or a Sim City kind of. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Noise. Um uh, I'll give like one little tiny shout out and I'll throw it back to you. The other game that I've been cracking at way more often is Vampire Crawlers. The
Oh, nice.
the Vampire Survivor card game that came out a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
ago. I found like a new gear in that game because like when I started out, it's like I was kind of getting a hang of it. It's like, oh, okay, I can see like the way they were able to implement like the gameplay of like Vampire Survivors and turn it into like a card game. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was, I thought they did it really well. But then it's kind of like how when I played Vampire Survivor and I was like, oh, okay, I can see how people like this game. And then like once I gained the knowledge that I didn't know before about Vampire Survivor, like the fact that like, oh, if you like upgrade these weapons together, certain combination of weapons can like fuse to create like super powered like mega weapons. Like once I found
Hell
that
yeah.
out, that like changed my perspective on the game completely. It's like,
Oh.
oh, okay. Like I went from like, oh, like, I'm kind of surviving these levels, but I'm not like, you know, mastering it the way I thought I could. But then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
once I unlocked that knowledge, I was like, oh, I'm seeing the game in a whole different light.
Mhm.
Um, I had that moment with Vampire Crawlers like a lot earlier, just because I had that previous knowledge. And so like once I found that gear that I was able to like to turn in crawlers,
Nice.
like because they pretty much use all of the same kind of things that you would do in like Vampire Survivor. It's like um I thought that the way they turned like a like bullet hell kind of like it's basically a survival game into a card game where it's like they turn like a giant like map of endless waves of enemies into like a dungeon like grid that you basically just like navigate and like you keep fighting like waves of enemies,
Yeah.
but they're like predictable so you can kind of plan out your route and then like where like the final boss of that layer is and like each level has different amounts of layers, so it's like okay, well this route has like 4 layers to a dungeon that you have to complete in order to be successful in it.
Mm.
um but it's like it's so cool because like they have all of like the characters from like the previous game like in this one, and they all have like
Mhm.
special unique abilities based off of like the card game. um and like there's ways to find like multipliers for everything, so it's like it's cool to have a unique kind of card game that allows you to kind of experiment and tweak um the deck as you're playing to like suit whatever like need you have. It's like, oh, I want to just be big heavy attacker, so I'm just gonna like focus my deck building on having a lot of attack cards and like making sure like my might is as high a percentage as I can
Hmm.
and like dealing out big damage. Or it's like, oh, I want to be very mana driven, so it's like I'm going to make sure that like all the upgrades that I get throughout my run, like there's like upgrades where like when you use this card, like whatever mana you use that card gets refunded back to you, so you have extra mana to play with. And then like there's other like special upgrades that allow you to carry over mana you didn't use for each turn instead of being reset after each turn that you play. And then like there's like other ones where it's like, oh, all the armor you gain you can use as damage, so it's like you can just like soup up your character with as much armor as you can in one turn, and it just gets thrown at the enemy as like extra damage and stuff like that. There's so many different like
Like
outcomes
some
you
Iron
can
Man
like
shit.
kind of, yeah. It's so it's really neat to like taking what worked in another game and kind of like transforming it into this new form that also
Hmm.
works. So it's really cool uh
Hell
that
yeah.
they're able to, lightning doesn't strike twice all the time, but if it's Vampire Survivor related, I guess it does in this
Hell yeah.
case. So I've been very into that too, and
Nice.
it's like a nice another like little indie small thing that's working really well, and it's very cool to see.
Hell yeah.
All right, Joel. I know there's something.
Well, before we get to our usual, I just want to say we did play Magic on Saturday together with our buddy Fernando, and you got to see the power of Eldrazi. I just wanted you to,
Oh God.
if for those who aren't familiar, Eldrazi is like a creature in Magic that's very powerful. I'm familiar, but you were like, "What the fuck?" You were like, "I'm done."
See, there was like a moment in time where like, oh, he's, it's all right, we can handle it, and then it just snowballed, and I'm like, how
Oh
did this
no, he
happen?
he knows how to snowball. That's why I was like, you need to stop him. And you're like, yeah, we don't need to. I was like, no, you need to stop him. But it's fun to see how powerful. And then just shouting out that like I've been slowly doing the Marvel stuff. Like I got some packs on Saturday. I got like She-Hulk and I think to me my Avengers or whatever the card's called. I forgot, but yeah, it's just slowly getting
Good
that. But
cards.
we are due for some more Spider-Man soon. But we'll
Oh,
see how soon. But
okay.
yeah, and then the next day I did play with some more friends, and my Spider-Man deck finally got a win. It was just like a Joey Wheeler
Hey,
creature deck. But yeah, one of our friends,
nice.
Lisa, she has like a poison deck. Oh, it's so dangerous. Oh my god, poison. Ugh. Anyway,
Poison's annoying.
it's pretty great. Even the Eldrazi couldn't stop the poison because I was slowing everyone down. I have a card that it's Spider Woman from the Spider-Man set where everyone's artifacts and creatures come out tapped no matter what. So I slowed down everyone, and that was really annoying. So I was
Oh
a threat,
no.
and I won that game. So that was fun.
That's
But yeah,
congrats.
just Magic. It's funny because the people they're like, "Oh, you've come so far, Joel. You have sleeves now. You have decks. You have multiple commanders." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not raw dogging all my decks, but I did like say I do have a raw dog deck. No sleeves or anything, but it's been fun, and like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. Like I years ago, I was like, I don't need to play this nerd shit, and then Spider-Man came and went in hard, and it's been fun. It's been fun.
Everybody has a price. You just need to
Yeah,
wait for the
apparently.
right set to come out.
And
Um, I
yeah.
will tell you this though, since we're on the topic of Magic, after the day after we played on Saturday, for the first time ever, I actually looked through my deck and figured out ways to try to optimize it.
That's it. You're in now. You're in.
So, um, it's not ready, but the Turtles deck is going through some changes.
Oh, dude. Ready
So
to kick more ass.
I yeah, it's a new venture for me because I was kind of like in the same boat as you, where it's like I'll just play with what I got and then not worry about it. Where I'm like, but I can make this better.
Oh, that's been my Green Goblin deck. It's just like getting better and better, different creatures and stuff, and like, oh, it's gonna be so annoying.
Although I will say like I'm kind of kicking myself for what last year me did, because last year me I did sell some cards,
Yeah.
and while looking up strategies for how to make my turtles deck better,
Mhm.
I slowly realized that I might have sold a very important card that would have been great for this deck, and is a
Oh,
card
okay.
that is not super expensive, but is more than I would care to buy at the moment. So
Like $20 or like $50?
like $66.
Ooh.
Like I said, it's not terrible, but it's like not
No, no.
it's not
I
nothing.
feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
However, the set that it came from, I do have an unopened booster box sitting right behind me.
Oh.
So I did want to save this for a if anybody ever wanted to do like a draft of it, but a part of me now is just like, but there could be another one in there. And if I open them now, I might save myself.
Maybe.
So
Maybe.
I have decisions to make.
Yeah. I feel that.
But hell yeah, dude. Spider-Man wins again.
Spider-Man. That Spider-Man deck, I don't think has anything Marvel yet. But my Green Goblin deck is now like has like Madam Hydra and other like Marvel things. It's getting, and I'm just happy I pulled the Coming of Galactus card, where at the end you summon a 16/16 Galactus and he destroys lands if he attacks you. So
Oh jeez.
hell yeah,
I
yeah
didn't know
that yeah
that.
yeah yeah like he'll destroy a land if he attacks you. So
I know you had the Elder Brain in there.
yeah. No, not it's not in the Green Goblin deck. I'm just saying I pulled it.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I oh my god, it'd be so fucking dangerous. No, yeah, the Elder Brain I was happy to bring it, even though it died. But it's like, yes, Baldur's Gate, here we go. Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we could pivot to our usual, commiseration and love of Destiny. I've been playing habitually more than I have been, and I've still been doing I've been doing some of the Star Wars stuff, so like trying to get my Warlock caught up on the story just because I want it to have a lightsaber. But I actually did some end game stuff with my Hunter. Now that like there's no big threat. Well, I mean, there's a dungeon, but I haven't done it. But like you could like align with the factions. So I did some faction missions, got some materials and stuff. But one of them, like if you depending on where you go, I forgot what triggers it. I didn't pay attention, but literally it's kind of like Gambit. You're with your fire team, and then someone from the outside can come fuck with you. Like there's
Oh.
another player that antagonizes you. So I thought that was interesting. I ran into that twice.
Oh.
Um, it'll say like invader incoming, and it'll show like a symbol. Yeah, and it's for a good minute too. It's funny because the first time I was like, "Oh, someone's here," and it's like it shows them like they were fighting my teammates, but not me. And eventually, I saw the guy, and I was like, "I'm gonna ping him," right? But then like my teammate just ran up to him and kicked his ass because I was like, "I need to retreat. He's gonna beat me. I don't know what the stakes are if we lose, right?" So
Hmm.
like I'm gonna pull back because And then another round, the guy came in with the motorcycle like I have, but he was hella missing. He was like at the top of the cliff shooting at the sky. I was like, "What's going on here, bro?" And then he came close to us, and then I just killed him with my sword. And then later, he was in another area with my teammates. I was doing some other side objective or something, and I just see like teammate kills him with blade barrage. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh,
So I was
dang.
like, oh well, that didn't go well. But yeah, it's like you invade. I don't know how to prompt it or whatever, but I do know there is you can do like a 1v1 apparently. Like
Oh, like a
I win. I
standoff?
was like, oh, what are we doing here? And then like this hunter kicked my ass that had like a great loadout. I was like, what are we doing? Like, I don't even know. But yeah, you can just do like a little 1v1 like rep with the weapons and stuff in a little area, and then it's like done in like 3 rounds or whatever. and then you get stuff. It's really interesting. I have to look more into it, but it's like, oh, we got a little PvP action up in here. I guess because, like, you know, you have rival factions and you support one gang or the other. I just thought that was interesting that we'd had a little more Gambit-esque stuff going on. I thought Gambit was totally done, but I was like, oh, like, why wouldn't a syndicate send a enforcer to fight someone? I was like, so, but I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, that is neat. It's like a little it's just interesting that it's like in like a what would stereotypically be like a PvE setting that they were able to
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
put that together. So that's cool.
yeah. Maybe I'll look it up, but I was like in a contested area. I don't, but I think it does say like matchmaking on or whatever. So yeah, and one of them actually we didn't even make it out. There was a because it ramps up in difficulty. There was one we were doing that was like Vex at night, and like we all died at extraction, so we didn't get anything. I was like, oh
Oh,
fuck, that sucks. I mean, I think we got a little something, but you know what I mean. Like the rewards would have been greater if we got out. So
right.
but yeah, one guy, we did the, you know how we go to Nessus or whatever, or maybe it's Venus, and it's like a like foresty area. And there's Vex, there's like a crash plane. Right at the end, there's this me and this other guy died. This one guy, he's just like deflecting and running and shit. And even at the
Yeah.
end, he made it out. I'm like, oh, we got rewards, thank you. He would just put Jesus. And I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, I see him like I was like, I thought this guy, he no, he had it on lock, but he was still like, he was like fighting for his fucking life, trying to get out of there. I was like, oh shit. Okay, it's not just me. There's other people like getting rocked in this. So yeah.
That's great. That's
But
awesome.
yeah, it's still fun. I did feel though the other day I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't feel the need to keep going.
Oh.
Um, because you for your factions you have to grind to a certain level and then you can donate stuff to increase your level, right? I
Mhm.
was like, I don't want to do this for another hour to rank up. I'm done. Like I knew my limit and I was like, I'm done. Go play Fortnite and I'm done. I feel like grinding right now.
But I think that's like just like the beauty of like it being done, like as far as like the game is concerned. It's like there isn't that pressure to like having to keep going when you don't want to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like it's like if you ever have time, like you can always come back and just kind of go off and do whatever. But like the the shackles are have been broken. It's like there's no promise of a future that you need to keep
Well,
polishing your
I
characters up
I
for.
just
And
personally want to hit one of those raids, the new ones, the new dungeon, and after that, it's more like I'm around. You know, we do have to have our conversation with Kyle and maybe Mike. Hopefully, he's free. But we gotta do our Destiny roundtable.
Destiny Roundup.
Yeah,
Oh, for
I guess
sure.
it is a roundup. It's gone. It's going.
There's no more.
There's
And this
no
is as
more.
far as we're concerned, there
No
ain't no more
more.
coming.
Yeah. And shout out
uh,
to Pokemon Go, letting me hatch my eggs and stuff. That's all. Okay. That's all I
hey,
got for today.
hey. Man, you picked the perfect time to come back though, because in about a month we're gonna be having our Go Fest.
I know.
Having a
And
bit.
I got a Mew. I'm happy. One of
Ooh.
my favorites from the original. So.
I mean, if you're down for it, like when Go Fest happens, we could just like make a day of it, or not like a day of it, but like at least like a few hours of just kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
going somewhere
We probably
and
should.
catching a
Probably
whole
should.
bunch of
Yeah.
special event Pokemon and all that kind of jazz.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Like if you do it, like at least in the past 2 years, like it's literally like in like less than an afternoon, you can like get what you want from it. And like for me, it's always like cool because that's when like the most people like come out of the woodwork, kind of like how it used to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like when there's so many people playing it when it first came out, like it feels like that. Where like there's so many people doing raids, so like if there's like legendary Pokemon you couldn't catch yet, it's like there's going to be
Yeah,
plenty
yeah.
of people to do it, and like you can
Yeah, yeah.
like
That's
go
always my
for it
thing.
and
I'm
have
like,
fun.
oh, there's a Dialga at the park. Oh, I'm not doing this. I can't do this by myself. Hell no.
It's like this is a level 5 raid. I ain't gonna do anything to
Oh
this
shit.
guy.
See you
Hell
later. Hope
no.
someone I can find it in a quest or something.
Yeah, that's cool. Pokemon Go. Have you been
Mhm.
playing? Oh, speaking of, have you been playing Champions?
No, not recently. I need to put it on my phone. But yeah, it was fun. I told you, got to Great Ball or something with my double team. That was fun. Some
Hey,
people are really creative with their teams. It's crazy.
yeah, I have been enjoying that. Because I know like the second season just ended, but like even like with like the addition of like a few more Pokemon, like the teams I've been running across in single battles have been like a little more varied. I'm like, oh, all right, let's take a look at this team.
Mhm.
Like I start seeing more like Mimikyus come out, and it's like, oh, all right, trying to hit me with that disguise and eat a
Yeah,
hit and try to fucking whittle my Pokemon down and like make them
yeah.
immobile. It's like, all right, I feel it. Um, but yeah, like I've actually been playing on my phone a lot more recently because like I download it and it's like on my like lunch break at work I'll like pop it open and like play a few matches on my lunch break and
Nice.
play. I've been playing it that way, and like the phone version runs really well. Like it runs
Oh,
just
that's
as
good to
good as
hear.
like the Switch version does.
Good.
Um,
That's good to hear.
yeah, so the fact that it's free
Yeah.
still doesn't hurt.
Fuck that Apple Dragon though.
And I actually it was funny because I actually tried out for the first time taking a Pokemon from Go and then bringing it into Champions. Um,
Oh, nice.
it is a little like you have to like know the process and how to do it because it's like from Go to home, then just the Champions. But it's like there's like a team I wanted to make like when I was at work, and it's like
Mhm.
okay, well I want to add like a Marstomp or not Marstomp, a
Yeah, yeah,
Swampert to my team because
yeah.
I wanted to try that out. And it's like, I don't have a Swampert in home. Well, let me pull up Pokemon Go real quick, and like sure enough, like I had an extra one in my Pokemon. Okay, boop,
Nice.
boop, boop, transferred, put in the champions, and boom, it's been on my team this whole past season. And it's like it was like once I figured out how to do it, it was like oh, it's pretty easy actually. And so
Nice.
like that, this is I think what they intended for this game to be able to do. It's like for people that have only played on mobile, have Pokemon Go, can now have champions to play a more traditional battle game.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. Well, cool. Um, yeah. Other than that, um, oh, I've actually been actually watching a little bit more like stuff recently.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, because what was it? Um, the new anime by the the creator of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, you
Um,
were telling me about that one with the twins, right?
yeah. So I've been actually doing like the watch and read like simultaneously.
Yeah.
Um because like my partner has like at least all of like the current like volumes of the manga. So like
Mhm.
they've been giving me kind of like homework. It's like, okay, read this so that when the next episode comes out next week, you can see the thing. And I'm very surprised. Because shoot, I forget how many episodes have been out so far, but it's like so far, like they have been doing a pretty good job of making it almost like one to one with the manga.
Oh,
Because
a
like,
faithful recreation, kind of like Kaiju 8.
yeah, like there's besides like some minor like tweaks just for like animation sake,
Hmm.
like for example, the episode that I saw yesterday, um, like the night before, I just read that chapter of the manga, so it was like it was very fresh in my brain, and I was like, damn, this is actually very like even like word for word like similar. And it's like it kind of when it comes like adaptations into from manga to anime, it's like sure you get a lot of the key points in there, but there's always going to be some alterations just to fit the medium. But it's just like it feels like they're literally just taking it off of the page and putting it into,
Mhm.
like anime format, and it works and it looks good, and like the acting's great, the style is great. Um yeah, I've been
Oh, yeah.
enjoying the show, and like you're getting your Full Metal Alchemist isms just because that is the art style of the creator and stuff like that. But
Nice.
it's like it is a cool, neat new anime that I feel like if anybody likes Full Metal Alchemist should give it a try, just because I feel like it, even though it's not the same, like there is things that you could enjoy just based off of who the creator was, and like how they
Yeah, you
how
can tell
they
like, oh, this was definitely made by the creator of Full Metal
Oh,
Alchemist.
100%. Like you can look at the character, you can look at the character designs like, oh, I can see this guy looking like Roy Mustang or like
Oh,
Maze Hughes, and like the
yeah,
main
yeah,
character
yeah,
obviously is going to look a little bit like Edward, and it's like, okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can see that. But like so far, like Damon Hunters is a like solid show that I think people
Nice.
should take a look at.
I'll check it out after I get through My Hero, slowly but surely.
Oh, I've been also watching My Hero Vigilantes more too. And
Nice.
it's I think it's a very serviceable show. Like definitely, like if once you finish My Hero and you feel like, oh, I want to stay in this universe for a little bit longer, like My Hero Vigilantes I think is a serviceable kind of like little side project.
Is it like in tandem with the show, or is it like post everything?
It's pre everything.
Oh,
It is like, I want to say like at least like a half a decade or so before like the start of like the main show. So it's like you have
all
like
right.
Prime All Might like in the world, like he's not the main character, like you are looking at like another group of people, but like things are happening like in that time frame where it's like All Might is still like the number one hero, and he's like in his
Mhm.
prime, kind of like going around being a hero and stuff like that. And then like you'll have like little bits of pieces of like other like top heroes from the main series kind of like appear either in like background stuff, or like have little like pops in every once in a while. But like
Yeah, yeah.
this is very much a story of like these are a group of vigilantes that aren't actual heroes, but like they are still trying to like you know it is very much of like a like what if like Batman was in My Hero,
Oh, okay.
and like one of the characters that I've come to enjoy, his hero name is uh Knuckle Duster, I think. But it is very much of like, what if you like mix Batman with like a little bit of the Punisher, and then
Oh, Batman with guns.
yeah,
Play
it's
what?
like, because this is a different studio that's making the show, but you can very much tell that they are very much inspired by you know American superhero comics. Like this is like that is the inspiration for like this show and the
Right.
series. But I like it. It's fun.
You like it? That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Whew.
Oh,
Alrighty. We are inching very close to the 2.5 hour mark of the show,
yeah,
as per usual.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
um
we had to fill in a lot of space and do a big catch up. So,
yeah, that's fine. We have fun.
mhm.
Is there anything else that you wanted to touch upon before we kind of wrap it up?
uh, I'm excited for Brand New Day and a bunch of other movies coming out.
That's
That's it.
right.
That's it.
Oh, it's coming out soon.
Very soon. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be good. I can't wait. Ooh, fuck. Do, do you think I need to watch the Punisher One Last Kill? You don't think it's going to be important or not?
It just establishes like, hey, where's he been? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So it's just kind of filling in the gap that.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, okay, he's back on his Frank's back, you know.
I
Hey,
think
what,
I'm
Spider
back.
Man? Yeah, I think I'm back, Spider Man. Yeah,
Okay. All
that,
right.
that
That's
that's
fine.
honestly
Like
like,
I still should get to it, but it's not necessary to go see
if you're in the
brand new
mood for
day.
some like super violence, then yeah.
Do I need to catch up on Daredevil first to watch it?
That's a good question. I assume they won't do something like that. You know, it might. There might be some things in motion that might happen in the show, but they usually don't tie in the movies to the shows very often. So,
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
at least
I
the
was talking
Netflix
about
show.
the Punisher. Like, do I need to like catch up on Daredevil before watching the Punisher special?
Um, Definitely season one.
Okay.
I don't think so for season two. Actually, no. Tell you what, Red. No, I don't. I don't.
Well, I guess if it's like a where has he been, I guess it doesn't really matter
Yeah, yeah.
too
All I'll
much.
say is season two is definitely worth finishing. That's all I'll say.
Oh, for sure. I want to get to it at some point. It's just like finding the time.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that will do it for this episode of Let's Get Nerdy, episode 6. Sixth episode. We're approaching the 10 episode mark pretty soon.
Damn.
It was pretty cool. But yeah, let us know, people on YouTube. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts about the whole Xbox Sony like blunders happening. If
Yeah.
you're a Destiny 2 player, have you been enjoying the final update? And of course, just anything else that we talked about, or if there's something that you're excited about, let us know in the comments because we would love to hear it. And everybody here on Twitch, thank you for joining us live here. If you ever want to join us live in the future, of course, twitch.tv/United We Nerd. We're on Instagram. We're on Threads, Blue Sky, kind of Facebook. We, tangentially on Facebook through Instagram, but like
TikTok.
TikTok as well. And then of course like YouTube and YouTube Shorts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we have our second channel. United We Rip is our TCG focused channel. If you're into shiny cardboard like we are, go
Hell
check out that
yeah.
channel.
Cardboard.
I know there are some uploads that I still need to do, but there is some content that we've done recently, some Gundam, some Magic up in there. And I know we'll be probably doing some more Magic in the near future, especially related to Spider-Man and maybe Marvel
Oh,
and some
well,
other
that's true.
things.
Spider-Man, the movie's coming out. I guess it would make sense, right?
Yeah, maybe. Um,
Bye.
but of course, more to come in the future for sure, as well as for Let's Get Nerdy. We will be back here again next time. But until then, please check out all our other stuff if you so deem willing to do. I think it's good content, but
I think
you could
so
be the
too.
judge of that.
I think so.
But most importantly, what we always like to remind everybody is that, like what you like, never be afraid to just enjoy something, regardless if people are telling you not to enjoy it. Because we all need a little bit of something to get us by. And so we can't enjoy nothing. So, but yes. Until next time, everybody, keep on nerding.
Oh, nerd it.